preseason SFL football. Tonight, the defending champion Denver Nightwings take to the skies for the first time since lifting the trophy back in October. Led by a bruising run game and a stacked defensive line, the team from the Mile High City is looking to start a dynasty of their own. But Marcus Dunhill, BDG Hollywood lead an Atlanta Swarm offensive attack that looks to build on last season's deep playoff run and be a contender for the Season 14 title. Plus, a myriad of fresh faces are eager to get their first taste of Simulation Football League action tonight. Hello and a very warm welcome to the SFL broadcast booth. I'm your play-by-play commentator Michael Cirillo, and I'm joined in the booth by the SFL Hall of Famer and brand new owner of the Arizona Scorpions, Eddie Gage. Good evening, Eddie.
What up, though? Glad to be back.
We were just talking before we went live that you're going to have the most preseason experience of any broadcaster. With me tonight, you did both of the rookie showcase games with Cam a couple of days ago. You know, how's the voice holding up as we get set for this fantastic encounter?
It's been tough sledding, but like a soldier that I am, I just found a way to man up and keep chugging along.
We're just about to get underway. The kicker for Denver, Kramer Jackman, has the ball on the tee, the ball to the air. It's game on from Atlanta, Georgia. The Swarm in their sky blue helmets, sky blue jerseys with gray pants and bright green trim. They take the ball out to the 21-yard line. That's Dave Axis, the rookie sensation and wide receiver on the return. Here is the players to watch when the Atlanta Swarm have the football. Quarterback Marcus Dunhill, running back BDG Hollywood, fullback Mitchell O'Brien, tight end Jamal Wooding, wide receivers Dave Axis, Siege Falco, and Boo Chisholm. They'll start for their own 21, going right to left in this first quarter. Two receivers split out wide to the right, and the defensive line jumps immediately. And, Dunhill's going to run away from pressure on first down. He's going to pick up about 7 or 8 yards. And we saw some quarterbacks scramble in the showcase as well as yesterday. So we'll see if they accept this penalty here. They do accept the penalty, which negates the Dunhill run. And Marcus Anderson, the rookie free agent, jumped offside.
Marcus showed some wheels on that play. I don't think I've seen him scramble all last season.
He didn't scramble all last season, but what he did do was lead the SFL in passing yards with 4,228. As there's an I formation and a heavy set in front of him. Pitch to Hollywood. Hollywood breaks one tackle, which prevented a 3-yard loss, and got 2 before Bailey Baca finally brought him down.
I think we're in a bit for more of an offensive display than we've seen so far this preseason.
Well, both of these teams certainly have the capability to put up some gaudy numbers on the offensive side of the ball, as we'll see the I formation continue here on 2nd and 3. This time, the heavy side to the left, and another jump by the Denver defense, and BDG Hollywood doesn't care. He's going to break a tackle and get down the field to the 50. He's going to go to the 40, to the 30, 15, 20, 10, 5, touchdown Atlanta. Hollywood says, I don't care about your penalties, I want 6 points.
Atlanta is going to decline this penalty, and I would not be surprised if the head coach, they declined the penalty. And I would not be surprised if the head coach even considered taking BDG out at this point. He seems to already be in regular season form.
Hollywood, a 1,108-yard rusher, plus 14 touchdowns on the ground a season ago. Shows off the wheels and a bit of the strength, too, to shove off the defender and outran the secondary of Denver all the way to the end zone. The kicker for the Swarm is Shane Short, and he'll line up for this extra point.
I tease BDG all the time, every time I see him about his youth in this league, but I have to admit he's the one of the better running backs we have in the SFL.
Starting his 7th season both in the league and on the Atlanta Swarm this season, Hollywood. Kick is up and good from Short. 9:39 to go first quarter. Atlanta 7, Denver nothing. This is the Simulation Football League preseason on Twitch TV. And Eddie, a fast start from the Swarm here in front of their home crowd at the Hive. Denver's going to have to respond here on the offensive side of the ball, which they are completely capable of doing.
Oh, without a doubt, they have one of the efficient offenses of the SFL last season. They finished 5th in third down conversion percentage last year.
From the goal line up to the 10, 15, 20, looking for a lane, won't find one. And out to the 22-yard line goes Bryce Battle. So we're going to have a pair of rookie wide receivers returning kickoffs tonight. Here are the players to watch when Denver has the ball. The quarterback is Josh Miller. Their running back is Jared McChesney. Their wide receivers are Giacomo Jones, Logan Keel, and Bryce Battle. The tight end is Jeremy Mosley. Offset eye, single receiver left. It's going to be a delayed handoff, and McChesney gets dropped for a loss of 3. As blitzing through the hole was Joshua Williams, the veteran defensive tackle.
Unless you can catch those defensive ends putting their ears back headed toward the quarterback, that's typically a loss in the SFL every time it's ran.
And I mentioned the Denver defensive line off the top. I didn't get a chance to talk about them on the opening drive. I will next time Atlanta has the ball. But the Swarm D-line is nothing to shake a stick at as well, as here's a short pass from Miller. That'll gain the yardage loss on the first play back. It'll be 3rd and 10, as the pass was caught by Logan Keel.
That was a nice little play design there. Atlanta had a cat blitz going, and typically out of that, you'll see a cover 3 look. This time they were in cover 2 and were able to snuff that play down quickly.
3rd down and 10. Josh Miller changes the play from his shotgun position, looking at 4 wide receivers, only a 3-man rush. Penalty on the play in the area of a holding call. It is out to Logan Keel, and he does potentially pick up the first down, but we will check the penalty.
Number 62.
And it will be holding against the Nightwings. So some penalty problems early for this Denver squad.
I was just about to say, we've got almost as many penalties as we do plays here so far.
That was Bizquick, the left guard, on the hold. And now it'll back him up to 3rd and 20, and they're spreading him out 4 wide, and a tight end on the left side is Mosley. Miller, long drop, fires down the field, tipped it incomplete. Excellent deflection out of the corner by Blake Hamrick. And that'll bring it in to the opening drive by the Nightwings.
Quick 3 and out here, something we're not accustomed to out of this Denver offense.
I mean, if you put any team behind the chains, they're going to struggle to convert first downs, especially a team like Denver that relies so much on its run game to set up the pass.
Yeah, that's typically not a deep passing game either. They like to keep things short and simple to keep those chains moving with long drives. Oh, fumble.
Oh, my goodness, a fumble out of the back of the end zone is a safety. Now I've seen it all. Unbelievable. The punt went clear over the head of Lily Long. And Atlanta's going to get the ball back, not just with a 7-point lead, but with a 9-point lead.
This game could not have started out any worse. And I'm sure Jeremy is on the sidelines just about to blow a gasket right now.
Kick is away and spinning his way almost to the 50. And that was not Dave Axis on the short return. That was Devin Lee, another one of the receivers down the depth chart for the Swarm. But now a 9-0 lead in good field position. This could get out of hand quickly if Denver's not careful defensively.
Yeah, they want to try and, at worst, holding the 3 points here.
From their own 49, split backs alongside Dunhill, who's in the gun. He'll drop back to pass, fire over the middle, caught in between the safeties and all the way down to the 25-yard line. That's Siege Falco picking up his first catch of the game.
Quarters coverage and a free safety was just a tad bit late getting over.
It looked like Josh Vasquez, the safety, thought the ball was going to go to the other side of the field, took a couple of steps the wrong direction.
Yeah, he's got one assignment on that play, and he missed it. But it's preseason, so He's got time to get these wrinkles out, but he wants to take care of those issues now.
Already up by 9 and knocking on the door again are Atlanta. Dunhill hit as he throws, and the ball just falls harmlessly to the turf, hit by Bailey Baca, and it's going to be 2nd and 10.
Bailey Baca last season was the
25.
only contracted player on their roster on the defensive line, but he's a constant force game in and game out. He has to be accounted for.
Well, now he's not alone. They've picked up 2 rookies, DeMarcus Anderson, who's a free agent, and Al Lewis, who was drafted in the 3rd round. I formation 2nd and 10. Dunhill, little flare out to Hollywood on the near side right. He's going to almost get the first down to pick up 8. 3rd down and 2. Here's the defense for Denver. On the defensive line, we've already mentioned DeMarcus Anderson, Bailey Baca, and Al Lewis. Linebackers, Adam Wiseman and Echo Love. Corners, B.J. Armstrong, Nick Kindler, and Aiden Davis. Safeties, Josh Vasquez and Jacob Gustafson. Third and 2. Let's see if they go back to Hollywood. Hollywood, oh, they're going to throw. Short, caught. That was almost an interception, but threading the needle to get it to Falco was Marcus Dunhill. First down inside the 11.
Almost a highlight play made there. That'd have been a foot race to the end zone had he caught it.
And I think we saw a play almost identical to that in one of the rookie showcases, and it was intercepted. Now Dunhill, pressure from the backside. He gets it off to the fullback, Mitchell O'Brien. That's his first touch of the ball today. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, 2nd down and 10.
We saw BDG catch that pass out in the flat earlier. I'm not kidding. I think he is the most talented running back in the SFL in terms of making plays after the catch.
He does have some impressive touchdown runs out of the backfield. Here is a rollout throw to the far sideline of Falco. He'll pick up 1 as he had to track back to the football.
That was all due to the quarterback not setting his feet before he released that ball. If he gets his feet settled up under him and makes a better throw, he has an opportunity to make a play with that, possibly get in the end zone.
3rd down and 9. Probably going to have to take a shot to the end zone here. They can get a first down inside the 1, but that's not very likely from this position. Dunhill, alone to the backfield with 4 or 5 receivers rather to aim at. 3-man rush from Denver. Plenty of time. Dunhill to the back of the end zone, and it's dropped. He had a man wide open, and that was Devin Lee, and he just bounced off his hands.
Bounced off his hands. This is the preseason, young man. If you want to spot it, possibly improving your position on the depth chart, you got to make that play.
I mean, and you can't be much more open than that in the end zone. He had about 5 yards clearance to the nearest white jersey.
Wide open.
So Shane Short on for the 2nd time tonight to try and make this an 11-0 game. Man, my math is all thrown off by that safety. It'll be about a 26-yarder, so a chip shot by comparison. High snap, kick is up, and good. And I still can't count. It's 12-0 Atlanta with 5:25 to go first quarter. This is the Simulation Football League preseason, and it proves that it's preseason for the broadcasters as well, and I still can't do math. I've been in the league how long?
It's preseason for everybody.
Yeah, thanks Minson Mind in the chat for reminding me of the actual score. Kick all the way from Short. Denver try to stop the bleeding here. Battle from the goal line, caught up on a blocker in front and gets to the 22. And let's take a look at the defensive starters for the Atlanta Swarm. On the defensive line, Joshua Williams and Tim Cleland. Linebackers, Dylan Rowland and Aquanta Shine. Corners, Jack Napier and Blake Hamrick and Blake Chance, Jay Miraculous and Aaron Lee occupy the safety positions. Miller with 4 to aim at, but it's going to be a delayed handoff, and McChesney is going nowhere. Shook the first tackler, but could not get back to the line of scrimmage, loss of 2.
Right guard was just quite not athletic enough to get over there to make that block.
And Jay Miraculous on the safety blitz came down and made the tackle. Miller back to pass. Plenty of time. Now the pressure comes from the backside, and he goes down. Sack for the Swarm. It's going to be 3rd and 18 as Joshua Williams got to the backfield.
Joshua Williams looks like, I mean, this is preseason form for him too, but he looks heavier than he did last season.
Williams listed officially at 6'4", 305. Now 3rd and a mile for Denver. From inside his own 10-yard line, Miller sidearms it over the middle. That pass is caught by Giacomo Jones. And Jones makes it up about to the original line of scrimmage. Still going to be 4th and 9. And Lily Long going to try and actually get this punt away, unlike the first one that flew over her head and to the back of the end zone for a safety. Long stands at her own 10-yard line, punt away cleanly. And it's going to be fielded by Axis. Makes one man miss, but the spin move gets up to the 45. And Atlanta with a 12-0 lead back on offense right after this. Last season, in Season 13, the Atlanta Swarm returned to the playoffs for the first time in a few seasons with a 7-5 record. Beat Tulsa in the first round and then lost to Baltimore in the quarterfinals. 1st and 10 for the Swarm for their own 45. Short drop for Dunhill, and he's going to go down. First sack of the night for the Nightwings. And in there was Al Lewis, a rookie, gets his first taste of SFL quarterback.
Al Lewis is going to remember that sack for the rest of his life. If you could ask him 20 years from now, he's going to be able to tell you, my first sack came against the preseason against a Pro Bowl quarterback in Marcus Dunhill.
Atlanta back to the I formation. They've had some success running the ball and also throwing it. They're going to throw over the middle and short. And that pass is caught by an off-balance receiver. And that was
Looks like he
Maine
had to come
Howard.
from behind to make that play.
Yeah, ball thrown a little bit behind Maine Howard there. And he stumbles to midfield, brings up a 3rd and 5. Empty set on 3rd down and medium here. 4-man rush for Denver. Dunhill has time, finds the open receiver, and down the field goes Jamal Wooding, a tight end that set the league alight last season with over 1,000 yards receiving and 7 touchdowns.
Almost 9 minutes into this contest before his first reception, but he's a playmaker. He needs to be accounted for also.
I mean, he wasn't targeted a lot, Jamal Wooding, only 66 receptions. But 1,000 yards means every time he caught the ball, he was going downfield.
Jamal Wooding, he needs to be accounted for. I don't care what down and distance is. They need to find him. Good
Here's
block.
Hollywood around the edge. A spin move to get past 2. And almost a first down right off the bat. 2nd down and inches coming up at the 22. Hollywood a tad slow to get up, but he will jog back to the huddle.
You see what I mean about that versatility? He showed power, strength, and acceleration. That guy is a playmaker.
The guy's got it all, even 7 seasons into his career. 2nd and inches. Hollywood going to get the ball again. Good blocks in front of him. He's going to pick up a first down. He's going to stay on his feet and get inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. And man, with all the domination by Atlanta in this first quarter, it's gone very fast. We're almost, well, actually, we're now under a minute and a half to go in the first.
Fast-moving first quarter.
That's what you get when you get a lot of runs and a lot of throws over the middle. Offset I, 3 receivers. On 1st and 10 inside the red zone at the 19. Delayed handoff Hollywood, and he's going nowhere as the offensive line went out to lunch, and Bailey Baca is in the backfield again, and I assume we're going to be calling number 74's name all night long and all season long.
He's a mainstay in this league. Denver came out in a twist on that play, and he ran right into the arms of Bailey Baca.
Second out and 12, back outside the red zone of the 21. 35 seconds to go. First quarter at the snap, and Dunhill, all kinds of pressure, and he goes down back at the 29-yard line. It's going to be third down and 20 as Al Lewis got to the backfield for his second sack of the drive.
Atlanta needs to be careful here that they don't find themselves out of field goal range here. You don't see this play ran in the SFL too often, but with it being the preseason, they're just trying to see what they have on offense.
Yeah, it just looked like that play was a little bit too slow developing for the area of the field they tried to run it in. Third down and 20 from the Denver 29. And I think they might just let this one go to the end of the first quarter. No, they'll snap it with 5 seconds to go. Dunhill on a go route, caught by Falco, down to the 5-yard line. First down, Atlanta.
Cover 3 weak, they weigh in on that play. Corners got the short hash marks. Safety's got to get over. He wasn't athletic enough to do so. Quick strike, first down on 3rd and 20. Wow, that can't happen.
Well, he only had 2 catches in the quarter, Falco, but they were both for first downs. We've hit the opening interval, and the Atlanta Swarm have a 12-0 lead over the defending champion Denver Nightwings. This is the SFL Preseason on Switch TV. And Atlanta are in beautiful position, first and goal from the 6, to open up a massive gap here in the first half, already up by 12. Handoff, Hollywood up the middle, and he jumps over a man and gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. And they're an extra point away from having a 19-point advantage.
I couldn't tell if that was a strong safety or the slot corner, but one of them came on a blitz there. Like a Hall of Famer once said, you gotta sit down. You're inside the 5-yard line. You need to bunch in tight and keep everything in front of you. They did a horrible job on that play, and that was an easy touchdown for BDG Hollywood. Probably the easiest he'll have all season.
He had to leap over Trey Richardson, his own offensive lineman. Was his the most resistance he fought getting to the end zone on that play. Field goal good from Shorts. 10:58 to go first half. Atlanta 19, Denver nothing. And we've seen nothing special out of the offense for Denver so far tonight, Eddie. And I know this is preseason, and there's a bunch of plays in the playbook that probably won't be there come week 1. Both coaches trying things out. But if you were to try and give some advice to the Denver coaching staff how to get going on offense, what would it be?
Well, first of all, you got some rookies on your team, including a rookie slot receiver that you drafted in the first round. You want to try to keep things simple so he doesn't have to think too much. Let him be able to just react.
Denver with their best starting field position of the night at their own 24, but they've really only managed to go backwards on each of their 3 drives in the first quarter. Let's see if anything changes here at the start of the second. Now Denver will line up in the I formation. McChesney up the middle. Good blocking up front gets him 4. Second down and 6 coming up.
We've got 1 quarter played, and this is their best starting field position. Wow.
Just cresting 10 minutes, 30 to go first half. Miller underneath, knocked away. Good play there by Rob Van Dam, the linebacker, and it's third down.
At first glance, I don't mind him making that play. It's the right play to make, but Van Dam showed some tremendous closing speed getting over there to get a hand on that ball to knock it away.
Third down and 6. And Miller's going to have to play a play with his hands if another drive is not going to go begging here. 5 receivers to aim at, and the offensive line didn't do him any favors as he was immediately put under pressure and sacked. And again, it's Joshua Williams in the backfield for Atlanta.
A 3-man rush against 5 offensive linemen. and Joshua Williams gets through there with little resistance. That's just unacceptable.
And Long out for her third consecutive punt attempt. Punt away from her own 5 is going to be good field position for Dave Axis and the Swarm at their own 47-yard line. They've already got a 19-point lead here with 9:42 to play first half. Michael Trevillo and Eddie Gage at the SFL broadcast booth with Robert Garrett Jr. along on stats as well in the SFL preseason.
3 punts already, and we're barely into the second quarter.
Dunhill over the middle, double coverage and caught for a first down into Denver territory at the 43. That's Boo Chisholm, and that's remarkably his first catch of the evening.
The tight end was on a post route, and he looked wide open to me.
I mean, this is just about getting touches for everyone, and if your 7-season veteran with over 1,000 yards receiving and 6 touchdowns a season ago is waiting this long to get a touch, I think they're just trying to get everybody a touch here. Dunhill over the middle, another go route to Falco. This time it was covered well on the play by Anderson.
For all you young coordinators out there, you get tired of those fade routes, slap a cover 3 in their face. With an athletic corner, you'll take it away about 90% of the time.
Or Armstrong, rather, was on the coverage, not Anderson. B.J. Armstrong corner for Denver. 38 tackles a season ago. 5 interceptions as well. Second down and 10 for the 43. Handoff to Hollywood. He cuts up the inside double spin. And it didn't get him past the third man there. He's going to pick up 3 on the play up to the 39.
BDG can thank his left tackle as well as his tight end on that play. Got the seal the defensive end inside and got on those yards.
Third and 7, Dunhill alone, 5 receivers to aim at. Pocket collapses, but he gets the pass away, and it's broken up. It was intended for Dave Axis, and Nick Kindler came flying across to break up the play, and that's why he was their first-round draft pick.
You took the words right out of my mouth. He ran a little 8-yard hitch route there. It looked like a first down all the way from the moment he let it go, but as you said, he showed tremendous closing speed, showing why he was drafted by this team.
This will be the first punt of the day for Chris Smith. They look to pin Denver deep, punting right from midfield. Punt is away, angling towards the corner, bounces at the 10, and it was bobbled, but caught at the 5-yard line.
For a moment,
almost a special teams disaster, but they made it work, did Atlanta.
For a moment there, I thought he was going to bobble it right into the end zone, but he was able to corral that ball and bring it down. Nice play.
And I think that the spot was a little disingenuous. I thought that looked more like the 3 or the 2-yard line, but they spotted it at the 5. That was Sean Diggs down there making the play. So now it's really go or bust time here for the Denver Nightwings from their own 5-yard line. Gives an I formation handoff, and McChesney's got room, and he's got a first down. He paid a price for it, though. He got pummeled by Aaron Lee, the strong safety.
Aaron Lee introduced him to the turf there, but now after a 12-yard gain, they were heavy on that side, and Atlanta, for whatever reason, did not shift over.
Wallcrawler asks, how's the scoring been made? I'll get to that after this 1st and 10 play. Handoff up the middle. Oh, McChesney ran over a defender and got to the 20 on a 4-yard run. The reason the scoring looks so weird is that in the it's been 2 touchdowns, a field goal, and a safety as a punt flew over the head of Denver punter Lily Long and into the back of the end zone. And that's how we arrive at this 19-0 scoreline. There's another handoff, and McChesney bottled up and dropped for a loss of 1, brings up 3rd and long again.
Outside linebacker sitting there. He's got the flat. As soon as that ball's handed off, he's got one read to make as the receiver went downfield.
Atlanta defense really pressing up to the line, but they only rush 3. Oh, the ball is tipped and incomplete. It was looking for Giacomo Jones on the far sideline, and it was broken up by Corey Mickens, and Long is out again to punt from her own end zone.
Atlanta is showcasing their entire playbook. They came with a free safety blitz on that play.
And I was surprised that they went for a short route, because before the play started, the corners were really pressing hard on the outside. Here is Long again from her own 5, punt away. Field position battle has been all in favor of Atlanta. It's going to be more good field position up by midfield, as Axis actually gets exactly to the 50-yard line. It was 6:45 rather, to go in the first half. Atlanta will be back on offense.
Axis is getting a lot of time preparing to return kicks this season. That's what, his 4th return already?
Beginning of the game, 2 touchdowns. 5th, actually, I think.
Goodness.
Delayed handoff, Hollywood. Shakes one tackle and gets into the open field. Shows off the speed and gets a 15-yard gain to the 35-yard line.
I'm going to tell the Atlanta coaching staff right now. I said it last season. I'm going to say it again today. This man needs the ball more often. It takes some of that pressure off of Marcus Dunhill and perhaps limit those interceptions he throws. If you feed this man the ball, he can carry an offense.
It may have been the one weak point in Miller's game last season. 18 interceptions for the man under center for Denver. But Atlanta is on offense here and driving inside the Denver 35. 1st and 10. Another handoff, Hollywood right up the middle, and he's in the clear again. 11 yards and a first down to the 24.
Atlanta has a Hall of Fame running back in their starting lineup. He needs to be fed the ball early and often this season.
We shall see if that is the case come week 1. But right now, he's tearing up the turf versus the defending champions as Marcus Dunhill's pocket collapses and he is dropped for a sack by Al Lewis. That's a hat trick of first half sacks for Lewis.
Yes. Al Lewis family's in the stands watching with pride. Mom's jumping up and down saying, "That's my son right there."
Now 2nd and 16. Look for 2 consecutive throws from Dunhill. They have been successful going down the field to Falco, although it is going to be a run. Hollywood, he slips 1 tackle, 2, and the jump cut put him in an ability to make a first down with a 16-yard run.
Mike, I think you know what I'm going to say already. Denver is missing Mike Sawchuk due to retirement, so I'm going to give him a pass on some of these defensive lapses here. But this man, BDG, is a ball player. Oh, my goodness.
Inside the 10, or the 15 rather, at the 13-yard line. They're going to keep this I formation, and why not? Hollywood's been burning the defense, but that's on a good wrap-up and only a gain of 1.
Denver said enough is enough.
Landon Mack came up from the linebacker spot to make the tackle, and I'd like to see more out of Adam Wiseman and Echo Love, who are the contracted linebackers on this Denver team.
Big shoes to fill with the departure of Mike Sawchuk.
7-step drop for Dunhill to the far side, caught, and falling out of bounds is Axis. It's going to be 3rd down and 2.
Is that his first career preseason catch?
I think it's his second. I think he had one on the opening drive of the game, and it may not even be a catch because Denver's going to challenge that it was made in bounds. It looked okay in real time up here in the booth, but let's take a second look.
Yeah, I thought he caught that in bounds, but we'll see what the ref says.
Reminder, you only need 1 foot inbounds in the Simulation Football League. And, oh, that's close. It was that back foot dragging, or was it in the air? Couldn't really tell from that angle.
Yeah, that foot might have been in the air. That might be incomplete.
And it is going to be incomplete. Jeremy Vega successfully challenges that. And so instead of a 3rd down and 2, it's going to be a 3rd down and 9.
One of the first things that has went right for this Denver team today.
And it would be even the slightest bit of momentum here if they could hold Atlanta to a field goal. Dunhill against the 4-man rush. Gets it way underneath it. It's incomplete, overthrew Casey Morgan. And
that
Ellis
was
Duncan
almost a
was
foot
in
race to the end zone. If he can catch that pass, it's only the receiver that can catch him.
Yeah, and Ellis Duncan looked like he was running the route.
For him.
And Casey Morgan looked like he was the man in coverage. If you
Yeah.
showed me that screenshot out of context, I would have told you that.
I didn't even see him at first. I don't think Marcus did either.
So now setting up for his second field goal of the day. This will be a 29-yarder. He's Shane Short. And Short's kick is up. And it is good. So he's hit from 26 and hit from 29. And Atlanta have a 22-0 lead here in the second quarter.
Atlanta is running away with this one.
And Shane himself reminds us in the chat that he missed all of his kicks in the showcase. But, he's now 2 for 2 with his own team here today. And he'll kick off from the 30-yard line. And Denver looking for a little bit of momentum offensively before the half. As Bryce battled out to the 22-yard line.
Hopefully for Denver and their fans, they can find a way to close out this first half with a score. Give them some possible momentum to look forward to it at halftime. Press man.
On 1st and 10. Only a 4-man rush going deep, and that's caught. Giacomo Jones bails out his quarterback, and this is the best field position Denver has had all day. They're up to the 45-yard line.
Any defensive back coach will tell you 90% of the battle is won right at the line of scrimmage, and he beat him clean.
And 3 Atlanta defenders ran into each other about 5 yards downfield, meaning that Jones was wide open to the back end and it was only the safeties to beat.
That's bad technique there.
1st and 10 for Denver at the 45. Miller to throw, short underneath, caught by Logan Keel, and it'll be a gain of 4.
Denver, I think this season is going to miss the retirement of Avery Allen. He was a tight end who was pretty much maxed out in every ability imaginable, and he was a gold tight end at that. He's going to be missed.
They try to fill his shoes as Jeremy Mosley, rookie 2nd-round draft pick, as we haven't seen a lot out of Jared McChesney today, but he barrels forward for 3 yards there. 3rd and short coming up. Just over 2 minutes to go in the second half. So we'll get one more play before the 2-minute warning. Or second quarter, rather. We'll get one more play before the 2-minute warning.
This crowd is hype.
The preseason crowd is very good here in Atlanta. And a corner route gets the first down as tap of the toes under pressure was Giacomo Jones again. He has 3 straight catches across 2 drives for Denver.
Atlanta once again came with a cat blitz. That's about the 4th one I've seen already today.
Split backs, handoff McChesney, and there was nowhere to go. He tried to bounce it outside and got bottled up by a myriad of blue-green jerseys, and a loss of 2. Eventually, bringing him down was Aaron Lee.
The defensive line didn't make the play on the stat sheet, but they were the reason for the play. They pushed their entire right side of the offensive line back, forcing McChesney to stretch the ball out wide. Anytime you're running sideline to sideline in this league, you're going to get tackled because these guys are just too quick, too athletic to run sideline to sideline. You got to get that ball upfield.
That's the 2-minute warning and led up 22-20 here in the first half. Denver looking for a bit of offensive momentum heading into the break. 2nd down and 12. Another handoff to McChesney gets one of those back. It'll be another 3rd down and long. And I mentioned it, I think, in the first quarter, Eddie, that the problem with Denver's first 2 drives was that they got behind the chains early and couldn't recover.
Yeah. I don't care how good your offense is. 2nd and long, 3rd and long is hard to recover from.
They're going to have to do it again, and it's a go route. Diving catch is complete to the 19-yard line. Logan Keel, highlight reel catch.
Highlight reel indeed. Wow, he stretched out. I thought that ball was going to be incomplete. But you talk about a diving effort. Despite the fact that it's preseason, he's out here working hard.
He bailed out his quarterback a little bit there because Miller threw it a little bit too far. But a diving catch by Logan Keel keeps the drive alive at a first trip to the red zone this evening for the Denver Nightwings. It's going to be a pitch to McChesney. McChesney made the first man miss it, and it takes 3 blue jerseys to bring him down after a gain of 6. 2nd down and 14. Here's a little bit of hurry up from the Nightwings. Still got all 3 timeouts to work with. This time, it's going to be actually McChesney getting it on a pass. He'll pick up a first down. It'll be running about to the 9, 1st and goal.
I didn't catch the number, but there it is, number 69. That guy was hauling out there to try to help his running back with a block there downfield. Give him an A for effort.
You think you saw 96?
Could be. I don't know.
There is no 69 on the Atlanta.
Maybe it was 96, but he was moving.
Miller surveys the field, throws short, and Battle had it knocked away by Jack Napier, and it's 2nd and goal.
That's the 2nd time there that Denver may have been looking at what they thought was man defense, turned out to be zone. Had a man up underneath there waiting in support. Knocked that ball away.
I gave credit to the wrong defender. That was safety Jay Miraculous, as Napier was off down the field covering deep in the end zone. Second and goal from the 9. Miller, plenty of time, steps from the pocket to the back of the end zone, incomplete. He was looking for Logan Keel, and Keel couldn't make a second diving attempt on this drive stick. It'll be 3rd and goal.
It's unfortunate, too, because he was open the entire drive, the entire play there. If that ball comes out a half second sooner, that's an easy touchdown. He was wide open.
Definitely preseason for Josh Miller here, as he's overcooked a few of these passes on this drive. But they're still got a chance. 3rd and goal at the 9 here. 36 seconds to go. And it's going to just be a flare out to McChesney. And he can't do the work 1-on-2. No gain on the play. 4th and goal.
Did you see that closing speed? Oh, my goodness. Those guys were flying to the ball. This Harding to come all the way, drive all the way downfield and have to settle for 3.
So on the field to attempt the 26-yard field goal is Kramer Jackman. And the kick is all the way. And it is good, officially from 25. So Jackman, who was 28 for 28 last season, did not miss a field goal. Continues his perfect record here in Season 14 preseason. Puts Denver on the board. It's 22-3, with Atlanta leading with 29 seconds to go in the first half.
He missed a field goal in the playoffs, and if you let him tell it, he was very upset about it.
And from the end zone is Axis, a little bit of a jump cut. Makes him out to the 23.
Davis showing some athletic ability there on that play.
Previous drive was definitely the best for Denver. 13 plays, 69 yards, and it ended up being a field goal as a result. 24 seconds left, and another jump offside from Denver. That's their third of the first half. As the pass is complete up near the first down marker, we'll see if they decide to accept a decline here. And DeMarcus Anderson picks up his second offsides infraction of the evening. The pass was complete to Tim Leverett. He's listed as an offensive tackle.
I was just about to say that. I don't know if he reported in as eligible when he checked in or not, but wow.
Well, he must have, because they did pick up the first down out to the 34-yard line.
Yeah, they declined the penalty.
So he must have lined up as a tight end. Dunhill short, complete over the middle to Falco. And there comes the hurry-up offense. Atlanta has 3 timeouts. Not going to use them here, as this will be the last play of the first half. They're just going to hand it off to... And they're going to take a timeout here. Maybe try and launch one to the end zone for their own 41.
Maybe, but if I were them, I would protect their quarterback and just run this ball out. No sense in getting hurt in a preseason game. But you're already up by 19 points.
So with 3 seconds to go first half, and with a 22-3 lead, let's see, they're going to line up in Hail Mary formation here. And the real thing about this is, let's see if Dunhill has enough time to get the pass away. He does. Plenty of pocket available. He launches the ball down the field. There's a man open in the end zone.
He got
him! Goodness! Unbelievable! Siege Falco caught it! Oh, my!
This half couldn't have ended any worse for Denver. That ball, like it was headed towards the moon when he first threw it. He put so much air up under it. Oh, my goodness.
It sailed over the heads of everybody and somehow landed in the basket arms of Siege Falco. And I'm not sure how Ellis Duncan, who was the deep man back there defending the back of the end zone, missed that.
That's why he plays defense right there. You got to get your head turned around and make a play on that ball. That was a half-hearted effort.
Kick is up, and it is good, and I have now officially lost all words for what has happened here in the first half. That is only the third Hail Mary that I have seen succeed in... I've now been in the SFL for 5 seasons, maybe 6.
Wow, that was a god-awful attempt there by Denver.
Let's take a look at some first half stats as we enter the break. Just all-out domination, 179 passing yards to 74, 137 to 21 rushing yards. Time of possession all in favor of Atlanta as the Nightwings offense struggled to get things going. As we see here, the long run by BDG Hollywood that opened up the scoring.
Yeah, Denver, they aren't getting it done on either side of the ball. I mean, they showed there that they're 40% on third down this half. Last season, they finished 5th in the entire SFL at 54%. So hopefully they can find a way to knock off these preseason jitters by week 1, which is just a week away.
And I know it's only a half of football, but man, 80% third down conversion for the Atlanta Swarm, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I believe Denver finished 1st in the NFL in third down conversions. on defense, rather stopping on third down. So this is a bit of surprise here. But like I said earlier, Mike Sarchuk, the leader of that defense, the captain at middle linebacker, he's gone. So they need to get these issues solved. They need to get them solved quickly. Like I said, week 1 is right around the corner.
As we've seen in the highlights, here's Logan Keel laid out for a catch to keep the only scoring drive for Denver the first half alive there at the end of the second quarter. It's been mostly the BDG Hollywood show as he has
Yeah.
both Atlanta touchdowns.
Yeah, BD Hollywood looks like a man among boys today.
Hell, both Atlanta touchdowns before Cease Falco's Hail Mary completion in the back of the end zone. 29-3, not 28-3. Let's make that distinction perfectly clear. It's 29-3. I'm not saying a comeback by Denver can't happen. I'm just saying this is not tied to that other football game that was played a couple of years ago.
Anything is possible, especially here in the SFL.
Denver going to get the ball first. Bryce Battle stands back at his own goal line to receive. Kick is away from Shane Short. Battle from his own 5, and it'll be dropped at the 23-yard line. Couldn't get past the first defender, who was Devin Lee.
Denver with an opportunity here to right the ship and save face here a bit. Let's see if it happens on this drive.
And we know that a lot of games in the SFL can end up being tales of two halves, as one team either, puts the hammer down at the second half and extends a lead in a close game, or a comeback happens. And that is not really the way to start it if you're Denver, is a loss of 1 to McChesney.
If he finds a way to make that turn on that corner, it's one-on-one with the safety. I like his chances there.
Joshua Williams made the tackle. 2nd and 11. Miller under center against a 3-man front. Miller 5-step drop, pressure for the backside, and a one-handed backwards catch and changing direction and almost getting a first down. 9 yards for Giacomo Jones, showing some of that athleticism there on the outside.
I saw him do a similar play like that last season, which on an out route and just stopped on a dime and head upfield. That was another impressive display there too. That guy's athletic.
The Atlanta sideline. What did we just see? This has got to be McChesney territory, right? 3rd and 1. He gets the ball on a pitch, gets a nice kick-out block, and a second one. First down past the 40 and up to the 42-yard line.
That's the Derek McChesney we know.
Exactly, and that's the kind of runs that brought Denver to the SFL championship last season.
Yeah.
Impressive kick-out block there by Luke Jakemans, number 64, the right guard.
Got skinny, and at the end of the play, fell forward, which is exactly what you want from a running back. Always trying to fall forward. Keep those legs churning.
McChesney in the first half had 22 yards on 10 attempts rushing. So not exactly the numbers you expect to see from him. Oh, Miller flushed, short, throws it short, caught by R.J. Decker. That's a tight end who's a decent ways down the depth chart. We're going to see, I think this may be an illegal forward pass.
Yeah, I think so too. It is. But I tell you what, though, he showed some patience in the pocket there. He stood up strong, despite the fact that all those defensive linemen were all in his face. But yeah, you can't do that. That's an illegal forward pass, and going to be a loss of downs there too.
That's one that I might want to look back at it slow motion later, because it looked like it was very close, but
it was close.
The way the flag was thrown, they're going to challenge it.
They're going to challenge it, yeah.
I didn't realize that you could challenge that, so here's a first for me. I've never seen a illegal forward pass challenge in the SFL, but let's see. I thought it was close at first glance, and he's definitely behind the line.
Yeah, they might overturn that. Well, wow, like I said, yeah, Josh was strong in the pocket there, despite all the opposition all around him.
Well, the pass has been ruled complete, and Jeremy Vega is 2 for 2 on challenges tonight. And Drek 900 in the chat. I'm right with you. I didn't know you could challenge that either.
The crowd doesn't like it, but it's the right call. He was well behind that line of scrimmage there.
2nd down and 3 is much better than 2nd down and 16. As I formation handoff up the middle, McChesney. Oh, he went through it like a hot knife through butter, and nobody's going to catch him. Touchdown, Denver. Jared McChesney has the first touchdown of the season for the Night Wings.
Neither the fullback or the left guard, I believe it was, had anyone to block. I believe the left guard didn't have anyone to block. He's about 15 yards downfield. Let's take a look at it. Yes, look at that. He didn't have anyone to block until he was 15 yards downfield. You never see that in the SFL.
Yeah, I mean, the fullback, Steve Aoki, he blocked Aaron Lee, who's the safety. So he almost had nothing to do on that play. But a great play design and a great run by McChesney. And Denver is an extra point away from narrowing the gap to 19.
Getting that first points on the scoreboard via touchdown has got to be a good, heartwarming for the offensive coordinator to see finally here in this third quarter.
Yeah, and this first drive, they probably spent most of halftime going over and scripting this first drive of the second half to get something going, and it succeeds to the highest degree. Denver touchdown via McChesney, and with 8:48 to go in the third quarter, Denver 10, Atlanta 29. This is the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music Preseason on Twitch TV.
With the departure of Avery Allen, what better way to get your offense going than through Jared McChesney?
And we mentioned right at the top of the broadcast that it was going to have to be the McChesney show as Axis takes this one for a knee 5 yards deep in the end zone. He was going to have to be the engine of this offense to set up Josh Miller's passing game.
I think until they get these rookies, progressed and, through training camp and practice throughout the season, it's going to have to be the Jared McChesney show with the help of Giacomo Jones.
High pressure on the line for the Denver defense, but they back off and only rush 4. And down the field, and it's dropped by Falco. Sheesh, Falco was in traffic, but almost had a terrific catch for a gain of about 25.
I'm not sure if he got stage fright, so to speak, with the safety in the area, but that Sabata should have been caught.
And there was a little bit of hand fighting right at the end with Josh Vasquez, and that maybe put him off just enough.
You ask any receiver in this league, you get 2 hands on the ball, you better come down with it.
Just to get a look at Dunhill's updated offensive numbers. Split backs, handoff, Hollywood, and he was met almost before he took the handoff by Bailey Baca.
Hollywood is lucky he didn't fumble on that play.
Yeah, that's right in the area to interrupt the handoff.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they'll take 3rd and 11 from a first down for Denver inside the 20. Dunhill short drop, throws. And the teardrop pass is intercepted. He undersold the receiver, and Aiden Davis, who came over from Houston the offseason, made his first interception as a Night Wing.
Aiden Davis was the number 2 corner in Houston last season. He's the number 2 corner over here, but if he keeps making plays like that, one-on-one with a receiver downfield, he's going to quickly find himself covering the X receiver moving forward.
And I mean, if anybody is good to speak on Aiden Davis, it's you. You were his coach last season as the Houston Hyenas made an improbable run at the end of the season to even make the playoffs. You got to the second round. Here's a pass out in the flat. And that is a Yoki who got leveled. I think there was a bit of anger in that tackle from Jack Napier.
Yes, it was. He just took the words out of my mouth. That guy's upset about that last possession there. Oh, my goodness.
Second and 10. 4 receivers and no one in the backfield next to Josh Miller. Miller, a 5-step drop. He'll throw short. That pass is complete for a 4-yard gain, bring up a 3rd and 6. And that's Jeremy Mosley, the rookie tight end, on the catch.
Can Denver creep back into this game?
I mean, I won't pass judgment until after this 3rd down. 3rd down and 6. Miller, a great pickup block by McChesney, and it's just short of the 1st down. Giacomo Jones couldn't turn upfield as he was beset by Jack Napier.
It's unfortunate, too, because he worked hard. He was double covered at the snap of the ball. He had 2 guys jam him at the line of scrimmage, yet he was still able to fight them off, and here they are going for it on 4th down.
Looks like it may just be a hard count here to try and get Atlanta to jump off sides. Oh, they do! They got him! And it's a pass out to McChesney. They're going to get the 1st down anyway. And finally, the penalty bug bites Atlanta at the worst possible moment.
The worst possible moment. 1st down, Denver. They're going to take this penalty. They're probably going to decline this penalty with the 8-yard gain here. And wow.
I mean,
yep.
Jeremy Vega probably told Josh Miller on the sideline, unless you see them jump off sides, do not snap it.
Yeah.
But they got the free play and took the 1st down. And it's a really big chance for Denver to claw back into this game. 6:57 and counting in the 3rd quarter. Down by 19, but now with a 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. 3 receivers bunched wide left and bunched right left to the near side and a single to the far side right. And he's going to go to the one-on-one matchup, and that is Logan Keel. Taps the toes and gets 6 yards on the sideline.
Atlanta gave him that 1st down, lined up 8 yards off the ball, and sagging back and covered at the snap. He had the entire short field in front of him.
Well, at this point, I think you're just trying not to give up a touchdown from this position, make them earn it. But now, you've got the I formation with McChesney dotting it, and everybody, there's only one lone safety for Atlanta who's not in the box. And it's going to be a delayed handoff to McChesney, and he couldn't get past the linebacking level as he was tackled on the play by Dylan Rowland.
10 guys lined up 3 yards off the line of scrimmage at the snap of the ball, and you run a delay. You're asking for a tackle for a loss.
Yeah, I almost thought they were going to try and roll the tight end out there and have him one-on-one with the safety. But now another key 3rd down, 3rd and 5. Miller to the corner, incomplete. And I tell you, the MVP of this defensive series for Atlanta is Jack Napier. That's his 3rd pass breakup.
It should have been an interception. He's looking at the ball the entire way.
He was trying to hit the rookie Bryce Battle. And to be fair to Miller and Battle, they ran a good route. If that pass is not deflected, that's a touchdown.
Yeah, but you got a safety back there. I don't know if he's looking at too much film this week as a preseason game, but my goodness, you're looking at that ball the entire way. You got one guy in your area of the zone. That should have been a pick.
And a 2nd drive from Denver that stalls out inside the red zone. And now this will be the longest field goal attempt of the night for any kicker. It is on the way from Jackman and good from 37. So the gap narrows just a little bit. Atlanta leads 29-13 with 5:47 to go 3rd quarter. This is the Simulation Football League preseason presented by APM Music on Twitch.
You never know if they can hold them scoreless and get 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions. You got overtime coming up.
Let's not start the overtime talk just yet. We still got a quarter and a half to go in this ball game. And Atlanta is back on offense, up 29-13. Dave Axis bringing it out from 4 yards deep in the end zone. He gets to the 23.
Dave Axis has been aggressive on these kickoff returns throughout this game.
I mean, this may be his tryout to see if he was going to be the man to return kicks throughout the season, so no wonder he's being aggressive.
It could be. I thought I saw the special teams coach over there writing down notes, so you never know.
From the 23-yard line, Dunhill in the gun. Hollywood alongside him. We'll get the ball on a pitch and run to the outside, and he's almost ran all the way around to the outside and got the edge. He got 7 yards out of it, but still Echo Love with the good side-to-side speed to bring him down.
I like the design of that play. You got him running a toss to the strong side of the field. You got 3 receivers on that side of the field blocking downfield for him. There's only one man to beat, and that's the linebacker. If he can break that tackle, it could have been a foot race.
Atlanta's loved the I formation tonight. They're back in it, but this time with 2 receivers to the strong side right. They're going to go weak side toss,
BDG.
and BDG Hollywood spins out of a tackle and gets to midfield.
I don't know BDG personally all too well, but I'm telling you what, those Hall of Fame voters better get to know this guy because he's going to be in there sometime soon at this rate. He's been playing the past few seasons. If Atlanta can get this guy the ball more, he's heading there.
Hollywood sent Josh Vasquez for a biscuit. Just absolutely insanity on that play. And he looked like he was dead to rights in the backfield, but he ended up getting almost 30 yards out of it. Now inside Denver territory at the 49. Here is Hollywood again on a toss out of the backfield, and he's going to get 6 on first down.
Took 2 men to bring him down.
Yeah, that was Landon Mack and Adam Wiseman. Now we've got people in the chat talking about spin moves. Another screen pass. Hollywood gets a block, gets to the edge of the 30, and he's finally barreled over at the 20-yard line. It's the BDG Hollywood show. Everybody else is just here to watch.
I keep saying it, but this guy's fun to watch, man. I tell you.
Wait a minute. That was Mitchell O'Brien, the fullback.
That's a full. He looks light for a fullback on his feet, doesn't he?
Yeah, I completely thought that was Hollywood from the way he was running, but I guess they sold everybody a dummy and put O'Brien, the rookie free agent, out on the wing, and he got him a first down out to the 20-yard line. Handoff. Hollywood tries to spin that time. And having none of it was Jacob Gustafson in his first season with the Night Wings, formerly of the now defunct San Francisco Sharks.
Yeah, BDJ may be a little fatigued there.
Gustafson didn't have a bad season last year in the Bay Area. 3 interceptions, 70 tackles as a strong safety. Offset eye, Dunhill again. This time it is Hollywood, and he'll be wrapped up and dropped after a gain of 2.
The sideline sometimes can be a defender's best friend. It leaves the opponent there with fewer options to work with, and he was able to use that sideline to bring BDG down.
Now 3rd and 8. And we've rarely seen Dunhill and the Swarm in 3rd and long situations tonight. Let's see what they dial up here. And it's going to be quick over the middle axis, falling forward and barely didn't get there. And it was very close. They may measure this.
They may measure it, but I think he's going to be short, about a half yard or so.
But still, I like the play design there, Eddie. A nice, simple route for a rookie to run. I almost said freshman. This ain't college football. What am I talking about?
It's okay. I know what you mean. They spread them out, made it an easy read for the quarterback to make a decision there. Nice play.
Shane Short, already 2 for 2 on the night from chip shot yardage. This will be from 23, or 28 rather, but that is up and good. He's 3 for 3. Atlanta crests the 30-point barrier. And with 2 minutes and 6 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter, it's 32-13 Swarm.
Atlanta's picking up right where they left off last season. They were one of the better passing offenses led by BDG Hollywood, and they're showing the same thing today.
Yep. 4,228 passing yards for Marcus Dunhill. That is a league best in the regular season. But something that I saw alluded to in the chat earlier is Dunhill's interception ratio. He threw 27 touchdowns.
Yeah.
But also threw 27 interceptions.
Yep. And they gave him another weapon, a first-round draft pick wide receiver, and Dave Axis to work with. So he's going to be even more potent this season.
Let's do some chat shout-outs then. Code Gaming, HR, Minson Mind, AJ Today Jackson, Wallcrawler 2929, C Pundy, Dave Axis, SD61NNA, Rizabit, and everybody else watching us on the SFL Network on Twitch as Miller goes down the field and makes a catch up towards midfield. That's a big catch by the rookie tight end Jeremy Mosley.
You want to know how to put pressure on safeties? You flood the zone. Run 3 and sometimes even 4 9 routes, and it just puts so much pressure on that safety because it's hard to determine who you're going to cover. Which sometimes it's based on matchups. Sometimes you got to wait to the snap of the ball and get a read on who's potentially being beat. It's a lot of pressure you put him under. He has to make a snap decision.
And that was fantastic read by Miller because they had Mosley lined up against the defensive end Tim Cleland as McChesney gets the ball. It's a melee on the line. It'll eventually be brought down after a gain of 1.
But Chess has been bottled up a lot today despite his 5.4 yard carry average.
And I want to go back quickly to the previous play, or maybe it'll be 2 plays ago after this one, as an I formation on 2nd and 9. No wideouts. With just 1 minute to go in the third, McChesney up the middle, met 5 yards downfield by Lee and dropped. But so 2 plays ago, we saw Mosley go for a first down about 16 yards. How does a tight end end up getting matched up on the outside with a defensive end?
You'd be surprised. I've seen it happen at multiple levels of this game. Sometimes the defense is trying to catch them napping, give them a different look, and you're trying to disguise the defense. Yeah. But sometimes you catch a veteran quarterback who sees it all and finds a way to expose that matchup.
Well, there's another catch by Mosley. Just as we're talking about him, he converts a second first down on this drive out to the Atlanta 37. And this is more like what Denver's offense looked like last season. Some short passes, hit the mismatches, run with McChesney, and march down the field.
Mix in some play action, and that's Denver in a nutshell.
Haven't seen much play action tonight.
Not today,
Here's a pitch. And McChesney bottled up a gain of only 2. That will take us to the fourth quarter. 4's up in the chat. We've got 11 minutes of SFL action to go as Denver try to climb into this game, make it respectable. They're down 32-13 at the end of the third. This is the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music. I almost said on the 11 Sports Network. We on Twitch today, not 11 Sports. That'll come next week when the regular season kicks off.
That's right.
2nd down at 8. Denver now attacking the end zone to our left in this final quarter. Miller under center, split backs behind him. It's going to be a handoff up the middle, and McChesney gets 2 more. 3rd and 6 coming up as he's almost got 100 yards on the ground tonight.
Show some versatility there. The 8 gap was all blocked up, and he made a quick jab step to the right, attacked the C gap, and got a few yards. Nice play.
They're lined up 4 wide for Miller, who's alone in the backfield. Against the 4-man rush, Miller to the corner, and it's dropped by Battle.
Wow. That's unfortunate. That's a first down. He makes that catch.
And he got an earful from his coach on the way back to the bench. Because that's one you've got to have to extend the drive. 4th and 6, and I don't think they're in field goal range. No, here's Lily Long out to attempt a punt. Oh, no, they are. They're going to go for a 50-yarder here from Kramer Jackman.
Jackman can make this with ease. He hit a 55-yarder against Houston a couple seasons ago.
Not many teams will go for this, but Denver is one of them. And Jackman straight through, and he would have made it from almost 60. It had so much leg.
One of the strongest legs in SFL.
Usually from 50 plus, he's scraping the barrel, but that one clearly into the netting behind the uprights. And Denver is now down 16-32 with 10:23 to go in the ballgame.
I remember Jeremy missed a 56-yard, I believe it was, against us in the playoffs last season. He was visibly upset about it.
Yeah, I was at that game. I do remember that 56-yarder. And
broke his streak.
I remember he had hit, was it almost 30 or over 30 in a row? Because he went 28 for 28 in the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
And then Houston made, the second round?
Yes.
So it must have been almost 30 for 30 by the time he'd missed it. But, just a chance to start another streak this season. And with that 50-yarder under his belt, he's well on his way to doing that. 1st and 10 for Atlanta. Still with a comfortable 32-16 lead here in the fourth. And here's BDG Hollywood looking for a lane to cut it back. And he finds one somehow amidst the myriad of white jerseys around him. He gets 7 yards.
This man is his own highlight reel tonight. It takes so much pressure off that passing game, so much pressure off the quarterback. Wow.
And taking something that you said earlier, Eddie, and throwing it back into the conversation, you said if you're running laterally in this league, you're more than likely going to be tackled behind the line. And PDG Hollywood, one of the exceptions to that rule.
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to get there. Oh, fumble.
Oh, fumble on the play. I think Atlanta dove on it. Maybe one of the offensive linemen. It's definitely going to stay with the Swarm. It'll be 3rd down and 3 after Tim Leverett. Remember, he caught a pass after he lined up as a tight end earlier in the half. He's usually listed as a tackle. He's had himself a game. He caught a pass, recovered a fumble. How about that? Now 3rd and 3. Dunhill to the corner. Falco and Mr. Sure-Hand Siege Falco, number 17, will pick up a 1st down of 4 yards.
Short passing game. You keep it 3rd and short, it's a lot simpler.
Falco only 2 touchdowns to his name in the regular season last year. But he has been the go-to receiver tonight for Marcus Dunhill.
More weapons, more opportunities.
Delayed handoff, and again, that's the second time we've seen a handoff blown up at the point of transference. This time Al Lewis got in there for a 3.
Denver lined up with 5 defensive linemen, and you run a delay handoff up the middle.
I mean, there's having faith in your running back, and then there's doing that. Here's another delayed handoff, and this time I lose another yard as DeMarcus Anderson got in there to make the stop. 3rd and 14.
That time, Denver lined up in a 3-4, which you thought would have some success, but they also brought us a corner on a blitz as well.
Just making the offensive line coach for Atlanta think a little bit. Just about under 8 minutes to go in the ball game. Dunhill straight drop, straight fire down the field, and Jamal Pudding is the furthest man down the field. Makes the catch and into Denver territory to the 39-yard line.
Just as you said earlier in this game, he doesn't make too many catches, but when they do, they always seem to be for big gains. That one, he ran a 9 route straight up the field. Wow, 1st down, Atlanta.
Only his 2nd catch of the game. Remember, at his 1st catch, he went for 19 yards and a 1st down. This one for about 25, 30 and a 1st down. Into Denver territory now at the 39-yard line. A score here by Atlanta of any kind would probably ice this game as they keep running Hollywood, or excuse me, that was Hollywood on the carry to keep eating this clock as well.
Right now, the clock is Atlanta's worst enemy. Just keep that clock turning. Get out of here with a win.
Second down and 12. Handoff, Hollywood. Oh, he breaks one tackle. And every time you see Hollywood shrug a tackle at the line of scrimmage, you think in the back of your mind, oh boy, these could go all the way, no matter how many defenders are in front of him. That time he only got 2. Sets up a 3rd and 8.
On every play you see him running the ball, whether it's running or catching, he's always got his feet moving. His feet never stops.
Another 3rd and long here for Dunhill. Let's see if he can bail his team out again. He's got plenty of time in the pocket. He's got to fire way down the near sideline to Falco. And it was knocked away. Good coverage by B.J. Armstrong.
B.J. showing his ability to cover receivers downfield, one-on-one, down the sidelines.
And I'm telling you, Nick Kindler, who is the 1st-round draft pick for Denver, has a wealth of knowledge at his disposal with B.J. Armstrong and Aiden Davis ahead of him on the depth chart. And he's going to learn a lot as a rookie cornerback on this Denver team.
Yeah, you got Aiden Davis out there making plays like a number 1 corner early in this game.
That's another fantastic punt for Chris Smith. He had one down at the 5 in the 2nd quarter, and this time he downs one of the 4, so Denver backed up in the shadow of their own end zone with under 10 to play here.
We've seen a ton of punts throughout this preseason that were down inside the 10-yard line. Special teams is just as important as offense and defense.
Who was the punter in the rookie showcase that had an absolute cannon for a leg? And I can't remember who it was off the top of my head. Delayed handoff to McChesney. He gets 2.
I know Agrippa has some impressive punts.
That's who it was. The Florida Storm's Marcus Agrippa.
Yep.
And then last night in the Florida preseason game, Agrippa was very effective as a punter as well. Has a lot of power, not so much control yet, but that might come with time.
It'll come with time.
A lot of his punts went sailing out of the back of the end zone as McChesney gets a block, but only gets 1 more yard. As Aaron Lee, who's been flying all over the field tonight from his strong safety position, comes up and makes the tackle. 3rd down and 7.
Oh, my goodness. Number 21 for Atlanta, Jack Napier, came flying down the sideline trying to make that play.
And Napier's been all over the place tonight, too. The secondary from Atlanta's been very impressive when they've needed to make plays. They run on 3rd and 7 and didn't really get anywhere near it. Gain of 4, 4th and 3 coming up, and it's going to be another punt on the way from Lily Long.
With 5 minutes left, they may go for it.
They may go for it here.
They're punting.
No, Long is out there. Yep. It's a punt from inside their own end zone for the 3rd time today. We're back in the 1st quarter. And the reason the score is so strangely worded is from this similar position as the punt is away. Axis, standing right at midfield, makes the catch and journeys a few yards into Denver territory. But from a very similar position, the center, Jack Hungry, just launched the ball way over Long's head and out of the back of the end zone for a safety. And at the time, to give the Atlanta Storm a 9-0 lead, and that's one of the reasons why we have a 32-16 ball game right now, with 4 minutes and 44 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. Oddly satisfying that as Hollywood takes it up the middle for 3 yards.
Denver never seen to recover after that debacle of a snap on a punt attempt.
Yeah, it just seemed to sap the life out of the Denver offense, defense, special teams, everything, the entire team pretty much, because from then on to the end of the 1st half, it was all Atlanta, and they got out to a 29-3 lead by halftime, and have just had it on cruise control here in the 2nd half. And really all they have to do now to the end of the game is hand the ball off and let their defense do the work on the other side.
I know it's asking a lot after the guys already had a great day, but if BDG cuts that ball back to the right side of the 8 gap, he might have still been running right now.
3rd down and 7. Let's see if they decide to throw here or burn more clock with Hollywood. And BDG, handoff, running right, tries to cut it up the middle, but is cut down right at the line of scrimmage by Aiden Davis. 4th down, 6, and Chris Smith comes back out to punt. I think every punt by Chris Smith today, or at least the majority of them, have been from midfield or just about midfield, so he's been able to pin Denver's defense back every time he stepped on the field.
Atlanta has dominated the field position battle today.
And Denver has gotten into the red zone only twice today and had to settle for field goals both times. Kick all the way from Smith. Fair catch called for and received by Battle at the 10-yard line.
Great kick there.
Yeah, Denver's only rushing, or only touchdown of the day, rather, came on a 51-yard run by McChesney.
Yeah. Unfortunately for Denver, that may be a chunk of their offense this season.
4 wideouts, and the offensive line went out to lunch, and Miller's going to be sacked back at the 4-yard line. There was nobody wearing white back there. It was just 4 guys wearing sky blue. And Miller, under pressure in his own end zone, dumps it short to Bryce Battle, who gets up to the original line of scrimmage, 3rd and 10, as the up-tempo offense comes out for Denver. Low snap, Miller on 3rd and 10. Sidearms it, and he almost airmailed a pick 6 right to a Qantas Shine, who we haven't mentioned at all tonight. The 9-season veteran for the Swarm and the defensive captain there at the linebacker spot.
If he catches that pass, there's nothing but 300-pound linemen who at this point have given up on this game. He may have walked in the end zone.
I mean, I said we've seen it all back with the Hail Mary to win the first half, but we may have seen literally everything if that had gone through. Miller on 4th down launches it into the air, and it's incomplete, deflected by Blake Chance. And that will just about do it, as Atlanta's offense will take over from the 11-yard line.
If Blake Chance has 2 more inches of vertical on him, that's an interception.
And this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning, as it's going to be probably the BDG Hollywood show, given time and placement of the ball. It is going to be the Hollywood show, and he breaks 1. He gets 4 yards to the 7-yard line.
You know what's disheartening is Denver had that play dialed up correctly, had him stopped for a loss in the backfield, and he still managed to get 4 yards.
And that's the thing that can just rip the soul out of a defense. If you line it up correctly and somebody just keeps running over you.
There's nothing more embarrassing than having the ball ran down your throat.
And I think you'd expect a little bit more of that here, as they're in a wide receiver set on 2nd and 6. 2 minutes to go in the ball game. Atlanta tried to extend this lead, and he tried to cut it up the field, and I think if he ran straight ahead, he gets in the end zone. Denver uses its first time out on a 3-yard run by Hollywood.
Qantas Shine is on the sideline saying he got 2 bricks for hands.
3rd and 3 from the 4. You can get a first down inside the 1. It's going to be a pitch, and I don't even think that's BDG Hollywood anymore. No, that's Riley Freeman, who's just bottled up and dropped for a loss of 3. 4th down and 7, and Shane Short will come out to try a chip shot field goal and try and go 4 for 4 in his Atlanta Swarm debut.
Yeah, he's been busy tonight. I don't think he's had too many opportunities here to kick a long field goal, but hey, he's 4 for 4 regardless if he makes this one.
I think as long as 29. This would
Yeah.
be from 24. Kick on the way, and good from 24 yards. And Atlanta has just about wrapped this one up 35-16 with 1:50 to go. Let's get you updated on all the preseason action. Right now on YouTube, it's Charles Jackerty and Troy Gaines who have the call of Houston at Las Vegas. Later tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, that's 9 p.m. Eastern, Carolina at Seattle with Rich Pratchett and Dan Daly. That's right here on the SFL Network on Twitch. And Charleston at Queen City is on YouTube at the same time. That's 9 Eastern. Then we've got 2 games tomorrow. That's Saturday, January 11th at 11 a.m. Eastern. Sioux Falls at St. Louis and London at New Orleans. And then on Sunday, the preseason concludes at 10 a.m. Eastern with Vancouver and Mexico City, and at 1 p.m. with Baltimore and Chicago. Some fantastic matchups on tap for this weekend, and I'm sure everybody will enjoy the SFL action as that pass by Miller is almost intercepted down the field. And Eddie, the SFL is back, and it seemed like forever since the middle of
Yes.
October when Denver finally lifted that crowd. And yeah, we've had some things to hold us over. The draft, notably, was, obviously my big high point of the offseason on TV with live draftees in attendance. And it was a shame I couldn't have made it up there. It was unfortunately too close to Christmas, and I couldn't get out to the event. But I think this has to have been one of the busiest off seasons we've had in recent memory, as that pass is tipped up into the air and finally intercepted.
Tip drill.
Corey Mickens has the pick for Atlanta. And with 1:32 left, I think they may be, if my math is right, they may be in kneel down range. That was tipped by Tony Watson, who is the 3rd linebacker listed on the depth chart.
Jeez. I mean, Atlanta was just a plethora of talent on both sides of the ball. You got an athletic fullback out there looking like BDG Hollywood.
And Denver, with only 1 timeout left, they will just concede to the kneel down. So that will take us to the end of the game. But looking at the rest of the preseason matchups, which one stands out? Because I know your Arizona Scorpions have already played. They played Jacksonville last night.
Jacksonville introduced my quarterback, Ashley Jackson, to the turf several times. We did not like that at all, and we will be dealing with them in the playoffs should they make it. But this weekend, I'm looking forward to Vancouver. As I predicted this offseason when the schedule was released, they had a tough schedule last season. And a lot of people may make light of it, but I think they may be heading to the playoffs this season. They have shown strides. They've been on the brink a couple of times, and I think this year they can possibly make some noise and find a way to get in.
I'm also looking forward to seeing how Coach Andy Hamilton up in Vancouver handles their contracted offensive linemen. It's the first time we've had those in the Simulation Football League in a long while. And with a runner like Suda Nakai in the backfield, we'll see if he gets a bunch of yards tomorrow against the Mexico City team, who is a perennial postseason powerhouse here in the Simulation Football League.
I think they may be there again this season. They've lost Stephen Mullinex, who moved up north a bit to Las Vegas, but they still do have a running back who's happened to be a Hall of Famer in Ray Bentley, and I think they'll make some noise.
Yeah, I mean, that offense is always scary with Bentley and Wilson at the helm. I think I'm looking forward to St. Louis and Sioux Falls, because Sioux Falls always has one of the better defenses in the league going up against the number 1 overall pick, Johnny Pickler, and the rest of the revamped St. Louis offense now under new coaching this season, as a punt goes into the end zone for the first time today from Chris Smith, and Denver will start at the 20 with 5 seconds left.
Sioux Falls has a first-round draft pick in Johnny Pickler, who I saw a couple of times. That guy has a cannon of an arm. He also is able to scramble throughout the rest in the pocket, make sound decisions. And as you mentioned, they got a new coaching staff, a new GM. And I believe if some people stay out of their way and let them do their jobs, St. Louis can win some games this season.
This should be the last play of the game, and just as I say that, Giacomo Jones runs out of bounds. There's 2 seconds. The next play should be the last play of the game, with Atlanta. We're just going to win this preseason matchup over the defending champions. And we know it's preseason. The coaches aren't going to use their normal playbooks, but it's got to be a moral victory for Atlanta, right? You come in here and in all phases of the game, dominate the defending champs.
Offense, defense, special teams, all sort of for tonight. Tonight for Atlanta, they won the field position battle. Dave Axis, their rookie, looked good in a couple of plays. Ran some returns on special teams. You gave Marcus Dunhill another weapon to work with. BDG showed his potential. I like this offense. Can they seal the deal and get back to the playoffs again?
2 teams that may be on a collision course for the quarterfinals, maybe even semifinals or finals come the end of the season. This game is over. Your final score, Atlanta 35, Denver 16, as you see final scores, stats, and highlights scrolling across your screen in the post-game report. Now, I think I know who my player of the game is, Eddie, but I want to hear your thoughts. Who you're going to give it to? There's several players that are worthy of it.
Several players are worthy. Only one will win it. Otherwise, it's travesty of justice. I have my player of the game as future Hall of Famer BDG Hollywood. BDG, at the completion of this game, you need to be walking straight into your head coach's office and say, hey, I need to be a feature back in this league. I want my name stapled in the record books for rushing yards, attempts, completions, touchdowns, the whole bit. I understand we got a bunch of dogs on this offense, but I need to be the feature back that I am, that I know I can be. I know I went to Pro Bowl this season, but I need to be in the Hall of Fame, lead us to the playoffs, and get that victory we need to get this thing rolling in a positive direction. BDG, head over there right now and tell them you want to make a bigger impact.
144 yards and 2 touchdowns for Hollywood on the ground tonight through the air. And an impressive performance by the veteran running back from Atlanta. And I think that's agreed. That Hollywood is definitely the player of the game for me. But I think also standout showings by Jamal Wooding. Only made 2 catches, but they were both really important first downs to extend drives. Mitchell O'Brien really showed his talents as a fullback, both of the run block, and he caught a couple of passes as well. And on the other side, I think there were some standout performances. Obviously, Jared McChesney had that one lightning run for the only touchdown of the game for the Night Hawks, but also Logan Keel had a very good game at receiver, Giacomo Jones as well, and all these players will be unleashed for the full potential of their playbooks as we start the season next week. Your official player of the game is BDG Hollywood with 2 touchdowns on the game. Houston, Las Vegas is in overtime on YouTube, says Kevin Irvine. And on behalf of Kevin Irvine in the truck and Robert Garrett Jr. on stats and Eddie Gage alongside me in the broadcast booth, I have been your play-by-play commentator Michael Girillo saying enjoy the rest of preseason and see you next time.
Thanks for coming. Good night. Drive home safely.